With all our programs, we reach about 75 families.
Wow.
Now, that's families in the child care, the after-school program, the parenting academy, IT, workforce development. We
Welcome to the IAAQLI 6 Pillars in Action podcast, where we deep dive into the transformative impact of the work being done in Indianapolis Black communities. Get ready to be inspired by the incredible projects and organizations making a real difference in the lives of Indianapolis residents. And that conversation starts right now.
Welcome to another episode of the 6 Pillars in Action podcast. I am your host, Samantha Douglas, and as always, we are taking an in-depth look at the incredible work of the IAAQLI, or the Indianapolis African American Quality of Life Initiative. We are here today with New Beginnings, Evelyn Evans. And not to be confused with the New Beginnings in other places of town, right? This is the West Side.
This is the West Side.
West Side, okay.
Yes.
So tell us more about New Beginnings and what you all do, and specifically what you do there.
Okay, well, New Beginnings is located on the west side of Indianapolis in the Hallville area. We're at 2132 West Michigan Street, and we've been providing programming and services for over 20 years. We originally started out as an after-school program, but now we have a daycare as well as the after-school program, and we also have a lot of adult programming. We are a level 4 pass to quality child care provider, and we are nationally accredited. In addition to our children's services, we offer adult programming. We have an HSE high school equivalency program. We have an IT certification program. We have an economic self-sufficiency program for our parents and community members. We just became a free government cell phone provider. We offer a free diaper program. We offer legal services, and we also offer mental health counseling through licensed social workers.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh, you guys do so much.
We are busy every
Yes.
day, Monday through Friday and Saturday at New
Yes.
Beginnings. But we have dedicated staff who come in every day ready to work and ready to help not only our children, but also our family members, as well as the community, the Hallville community in large.
Oh, that's amazing. So, oh my God, you guys do so much. So tell me about the way you guys have used these IAAQLI funds.
Okay, well, we were one of the first cohorts to receive the IAAQLI grant. And we wrote that grant because we saw a need to have teachers who represented our children. We needed trained staff. We needed to be able to offer a research-based curriculum, as well as all the components that go with that. We wanted to be able to offer our staff higher salaries, because in childcare, the salary and the wages can be very low.
Yes.
And we also wanted to be able to offer credentialing, help our staff to get their CDA, help our staff to get their reading certification. And that's not only with our staff, but with our tutors that we hire from IUND as well as Ivy Tech. We are a an off-campus work study provider.
Oh,
so we
wow.
hire students from IUND as well as Ivy Tech.
Okay, so I've already heard IUND. What other kind of partnerships do you all have?
Okay, United Way. We participated in an initiative about shared services, and now we help 30 to 35 home daycare providers.
Wow.
Help them with professional development, resources, incentives, pass to quality. We have the Lilly Endowment, Neighborhood Christian Legal Services,
Wow.
Dress for Success, Indie Peace, who helps
Yes.
us with our family members and community members who may be justice involved,
Yep.
and they need additional support.
Yeah.
So we do have a wide range
Yeah.
of community support and partners that help us carry out our day-to-day activities.
Yeah, I love highlighting partners because so many times I hear this all the time that our organization work in silos, and it's like, no, we don't.
No.
We do not. We are out here so connected and collaborative. Like, we have to be
Yes.
effective in this space.
Yes,
Yeah.
in order to be able to provide all the programs and services, most of them are on site at the child care facility. But we still have to partner with agencies and businesses to be able to provide the services, because we can't do it all. We're not
Yeah.
experts in every
Right.
field,
Right.
but with the population of people that we deal with, we need to work with experts in the field.
Yeah. So who do you think is most impacted by this work, especially the work that came from this funding? Who's most impacted?
Well, I'm going to say the children, first
Yeah.
of all, because they are receiving high quality research-based education. They are
Yes.
really impacted. With the creative curriculum that the IAAQLI grant paid for, we were able to purchase the academic piece, the social and emotional piece, the family engagement piece, as well as the assessments. So our children every day come in and they get high quality instruction. They work on science, technology, engineering, math. They work on language development and literacy. Also, our parents are impacted as
Yeah.
well. From the IAAQLI grant, we realized that we were focusing on the children, but we needed to focus on the adults as well.
Yeah.
So we have received funding, as I stated, to offer the IT program, the HSE program, financial literacy classes. So we have the 2Gen approach. We work with the children, and then we work with family members, parents. It can be grandmothers, grandfathers, aunties, extended family members, fathers, boyfriends. So both have been impacted. And what we are finding is that our parents are realizing that they are very instrumental and very important in the education of their children. And they also see that I can go back and get my high school diploma. I can get my IT certification, and I'm doing it alongside my children. So both the children and the parents have been impacted the most through the IAAQLI grant.
Yeah. So I know you said that you all were one of the first ones to receive the first grant round. So have you received funding from multiple grant rounds, and has it been for the same kind of things, like more internal capacity things, or has it been other stuff as well?
Now, with the IAAQLI grant, we have not submitted another one, but we did submit one for the last round, this round now. But other funding that we have received since we received the IAAQLI grant, we received 2 Early Learning Indiana grants.
Wow.
One for child care expansion, where we will be able to serve more 3 and 4-year-olds. And we also received a grant for a parenting academy. We're going to be using the Incredible Years curriculum. We will be hiring social workers to go out and do home visits as well. And then they will have parenting classes on site at our facility. We received a grant from the Nina Mason Pulliam Trust. That grant is to help provide workforce development and supports for our parents. Because if parents know that their children are receiving high quality education, then their mindset will be, I can enroll in these courses and also find me a better paying job. So we're helping, as I said, again, the children, and we're helping the parents as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So really, like, this the IAQLI grant that you guys got initially kind of helped springboard all of these other opportunities for you all, for your organization.
Exactly. When
Wow.
we wrote the IAAQLI grant, we had the child care and we had the after school program.
Yeah.
Since the IAAQLI grant, we have gotten funding from Early Learning Indiana,
Wow.
Nina Mason Pulliam Trust.
Yeah.
We've gotten funding from the Truist Foundation, funding from the Women's Fund, funding from CICF. So the IAAQLI grant has laid the foundation for us
Yeah.
to get more funding, not only for the child care, but to offer the parenting programs as
Wow.
well.
So how many, if you know offhand, like how many families are you guys reaching, impacting?
We reach, I will say, with all our programs, we reach about 75 families.
Wow.
Now, that's families in the child care,
Yes.
the after-school program, the parenting academy, IT, workforce development. We serve on an average about 40 3 to 4-year-olds
Okay.
and their siblings, which range
Wow,
in age from 1 to 12 years old.
Wow.
So it's a program where, as I stated, it's the 2-gen approach. We
Yeah.
have to help the children, but we have to bring alongside the family members as
Yeah.
well. And you know, family now does not just mean mom and dad.
Right.
Family means mom, dad.
Yeah.
It could be boyfriend,
Yep.
grandmother, you know,
Yeah, mom's best
aunties.
friend.
Yeah, mom's
Yes.
best friend. So
Yeah.
we're bringing along all those people so that they can understand you are important
Yeah.
in the education of your children. And New Beginnings realizes that education is important as well.
Yeah. So how do you guys see, I know you said you guys applied for this latest round, so how do you see, for those funds, how do you see expanding again or continuing the same work, or how are you guys planning to use those funds?
Now, for the grant that we applied for, it's for our workforce development
Okay.
program. It's to provide the HSE. With that program, we provide individualized tutoring because in the HSE program, we realize that these students sometimes score elementary on a locator test, or they may score advanced.
Yeah.
So the teaching is very individualized. The HSE program, you will not see 12 people in a group together. You see one-on-one tutoring.
Wow.
So the grant that we apply for, we are asking funding for our HSE program. We're asking funding for our IT certification. Right now, we offer a CompTIA Tech Plus certification.
Okay.
That is an entry-level certification. We first received funding through United Way for the IT certification. We have graduated over 60 adults,
Wow.
but the feedback is that we need a more advanced certificate. So
Yeah.
starting in January 2026, we plan to offer the CompTIA A+ certification, and that is what we wrote to the IAAQLI
Yeah.
grant for our workforce development.
I love that you guys are like moving with your community.
Of
So
course.
as you're getting that feedback, you're continuing to push in the ways that folks are telling you all you guys should push and grow. That's so exciting.
And one thing I will say, with over our 60 participants that graduated, we have placed about 50% in IT jobs. And from that, they're saying we can get a raise on our job, or we can get a better
Yeah.
job if we have that CompTIA A+ certification. So yes,
Wow.
it was based on feedback from them.
Yeah.
And we, through the Nina Mason Pulliam Trust, we were able to hire the job coach. So the job coach has an intimate relationship with our graduates and with our current students. Our job coach's main responsibility is to find placement and connect employers to what we're doing. So again, the IAAQLI grant
Yeah.
started it all.
Yeah,
It really did.
That is amazing.
Yes, it really did.
So tell us how people can find out more information, how they can connect to the services.
We're located, as I stated, at 2132 West Michigan Street. Our hours are 8 o'clock a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Our telephone number is, I'm going to say it slow, 317-264-5437. A person that is interested in any of our programs, they can call the number or they can stop by anytime, and our staff will be more than happy to go over our programs and services, tell them how they can enroll, get them ready for enrollment, get them ready for classes, and we're just so excited that we had the opportunity to come here to talk about the program, and we're at Work One Indy on Shadeland every Wednesday. If a person wants to stop by, we participate in all types of community engagement events. We're at the Hallville Library once a week. We're at the missions talking about our services, but we are located on the west side, but we can enroll anybody in any of our programs from any side of town.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for coming here today and for sharing.
Thanks.
Let me tell y'all too, she looks good, but she smells good too, y'all. Y'all can't, I wish there was smell-o-vision. She smells so good, y'all. But thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. I enjoyed it. I was a little nervous at first, but
listen, you were great. You were great. So thank you so much for listening to this segment. We'll be right back with Renew Indianapolis, so make sure you come back.
Coming up, hear from another IAA QLI awardee and learn more about the impact and work being done in our community. And don't forget, subscribe to our podcast and visit the IAA QLI website and learn more about the work being done and ways to get involved.
Welcome back to the Six Pillars in Action podcast. Obviously, I'm your host, Samantha Douglas, and we are back here with Devin Day from Renew Indianapolis. So tell us about Renew and the work you all do.
I'm glad to be here. We actually had a name change since we received the award. We're now known as Intend Indiana. And so we essentially provide the same services under the name, but Intend Indiana has 4 different initiatives. Bill Fund, which is I'm the director of Bill Fund, and we provide small business loans to small businesses who are looking to acquire commercial property, looking for equipment purchases, or need some working capital. We have another CDFI that works with mortgage lending, another initiative that works in built homes for low to moderate income families, and then we operate, and that's Renew Indy, is the land bank, and we provide technical assistance to communities that want to either find new uses for vacant or dilapidated house land.
Yeah.
So what I do with Bill Fund and where we receive the funding from the Urban League, we operate a revolving loan fund. And with this fund, we are providing capital, so loans to businesses who have traditionally struggled to gain capital from traditional banking sources. So that could be for a number of reasons. That could be due to the credit score, not having enough collateral, all the little banking terms, other things that banks just can't lend to. That's where CDFIs come through. And CDFI is a community development financial institution.
I'm so glad you said that because I was going to ask you to say it.
Yeah, and I was like, I'll throw a lot of acronyms around, so I just wanted to make sure I put that in.
Yes.
But yeah, we're basically charged to provide through the U.S. Treasury, to provide financial assistance through loans to small businesses. And so we do that, and well as technical assistance. So working with businesses who may just need help scaling. And so that's where the funding helps us accomplish that goal.
Oh, okay. So you guys and you're saying it's the Build Fund?
Yes.
The Build Fund.
Yep.
Okay. So with that, who do you all primarily serve?
So we have a couple target markets. One of those are either in a qualified census tract, so a low to moderate income area or neighborhood. Businesses that self-identify as low income, and then African-American business owners.
Okay, nice. I love that. I love when they're, we talk about like targeting folks with like they've been targeted by like negative legislation and stuff like that. But when it comes to targeting for like positive things, right, there's like an apprehension. So I love hearing organizations that are willing to say that, like, these are our people. These are the people we're targeting, and that we're trying to serve. I love to hear that.
Yeah. And traditionally, African American businesses have been disenfranchised from just being from financial receiving loans, and had really difficult time in that space. And so our board was very intentional about making sure that we served African American business owners, and making sure that we provided and reduce the barriers for them accessing capital.
Yes. So have you guys been grantees for multiple rounds?
Yes. So we were granted in the first round and second round.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so we did apply for third round.
Yeah.
Just under a different model, because one of the things we learned from the first one was that we wanted to hear from the businesses in which we were serving. And then the first two rounds, the third round is more geared towards African American women businesses. And so that's what we found in the first round, is that we lent to basically African American women. Yeah. And we were like, wow, this is, and it was really interesting how we lent to them. They were actually building homes. They were contractors. So then it was kind of interesting, because we lent to women contractors in the construction industry. And I thought that was really interesting. Yeah. And we saw a trend. And so when we were approached for the third round, we're like, okay, yeah, we're going to continue this trend. And so we want to make a bigger impact with the women we're intending to serve in the next round.
Yeah. So was there a difference when you guys applied the first time to the second time to the third time, or like what kind of transitions happened with the project or with the initiative?
So the first round, we opened it up to all of the businesses, anyone in the pipeline, but African American businesses. Yeah. We had a few males, but again, that we really were intentional and heard that the women businesses needed a little bit more support. So there in the second round, we implemented technical assistance. So things such as building their financial products, like your financials. So your profit and loss, your balance sheet, help with taxes. Some needed help with marketing. They didn't have a social media presence. They didn't have a website. Others needed help with just project management, like how do they manage all the different projects, and even construction management. How do you invoice correctly? Yeah. Things like that we did in the second round. So in the third round, what we're proposing to do is kind of put them together. Okay. And we're going to kind of meet with more businesses, provide more technical assistance to them on the front end. So then when they are getting a loan from us, they are well positioned, and we can still follow them even after they've completed their loan with us.
So with this IAAQLI funds, you guys created this fund like through this grant process. So this was something new you all were doing. Okay, amazing. Yeah. Yep, so how many folks have you all been able to serve through this? So
with this, it's kind of difficult because we've lent to 5 different businesses, but it's interesting. They have contractors, so they work with other subcontractors, and so the funds have impacted many people. Right. So we've done just an analysis of that, and so with each of the 5 loans that we've lent to, looking at all the impacts and who they've been able to hire from that, we're at around 40 people that we've impacted through this program, and hopefully that's starting to will increase as we are able to lend more. And it's a revolving loan fund, so once the funds are returned to us, we're able to redeploy. So it keeps we've been able to sustain the program, because the borrowers that we've lent to, although needed some assistance getting to the capital, they've been able to pay off the loan successfully, and then from then we've been able to redeploy the money to help another small business.
What is the time frame on that revolve? So how soon are you guys able to then re-up and loan again?
Yeah, so about 12, our terms are usually about 12 months, so about a year. And so that's usually coincides with the time it takes to build a home.
Yeah.
It's a little shorter than that, but we built a buffer just because construction, nothing's on time. So we utilize that program specifically because of that shorter term, but also it works in conjunction with our other initiatives. So Affordable Home Matters, in which we build for low to moderate income families, and so the homes that they've built, the end user are low to moderate income families in African American neighborhoods. So it's like we're helping communities redevelop vacant land.
Yeah.
And we're helping the contractor with the business owner, helping them, scale their business. And then thirdly, the home builder has a contract usually with Affordable Home Matters, and then our other CDFIs actually able to lend to the homeowner at a rate that's affordable to them. So it's all kind of working together and helping them. So the end user part it's kind of a difficult question, because we're like it can expand. Yeah. So we're seeing that expansion, and we're pretty excited about it.
I mean, 5 loans, but 40 people. I mean, right there, and that's just one level of connection, not to mention who they're then connected to and the resources they're using and stuff like that. Yeah, that's incredible. That's so I know you said you all saw this trend in Black women businesses. Was there trends in like areas that you guys ended up impacting as well?
In terms of locations, yes. So we work primarily in African American neighborhoods traditionally. So Martindale, Brightwood, 46218. We've in the Crown Hill neighborhood. Far East Side is also one of our borrowers out here as well. So we really try to target it in African American neighborhoods, and that's kind of what we want to maintain that. Yeah. And keep it here local.
Is the fact that you all have had 5 of them, have you guys been able to really like intensely like impact those 5 because it's like a small number? You guys really get to like hone in and be supportive through that process as well?
Yes. So they received the pre-loan technical assistance prior, they got the loan, and now they're in post. So those loans actually they've recycled over the years, and so we started with 5. We've lit 5 more, so we're at 10. We lit 5 more, so we're probably more around 20 now. Yeah. Just because of the recycling component of it, and then we're doing the post loan. So now one of the contractors, she actually was able to get another contract, and so she utilized our funds, and now she's actually received. Working on 3 other homes in other communities out in Indianapolis, similar, but she's able to scale her business, and so that was one of the things that I was really proud of about it, is that she was able to take some of the things that she needed help, for example, with her financials, and so as a contractor, as a business, you're focused on building the building, right? You're not focused on your profit and loss, but. We connected her to one of our accountants, and she did everything she needed to do. When it came to underwriting, she got everything. We got it through. She got closed. She prepaid the loan back, and now she came back again, and then we relent to her, and then now she's able to scale and grow her business. So I love that. That was one of our good stories I have. From her.
I was gonna ask you about a specific story. Is there any more that you want to highlight? Like
there's another one in the Crown Hill neighborhood. She again, it's African American business. What she does is really interesting. She really sources her subcontractors locally. So she wants to employ the neighborhood. And so she teaches kids about, little construction here, how to paint, do small things, She watches it. It's a family business. Her uncle helps her maintain some of the buildings and some of the homes. But that's a really good example of using the neighborhood, reinvesting in the neighborhood. She's wanting to build and to help the neighborhood through the homes, but she's also giving skills to neighbors who, it's like, hey, what's going on? People are naturally curious, right? And so like, hey, come on and look at it. But it also does too. Another thing is that it protects the home, right? So,
Yep.
because vandalism, things of that nature, because people have a sense of pride that they're putting, like no, you're not going to mess with that house, right? Of any house, right? So that's something that we learned too, is that, our business owners, the contractors are actually, sourcing some of their workers from the neighborhoods.
Yeah, they feel like they're taking part in this process, in this revitalization of these properties. That's amazing. Yeah. So with this, I know we've had other people share about how IAA QLI has been like a launching point for their business and for other ways that folks can then give and be involved and stuff. So have you guys experienced the same, like through this project? Have you attracted other opportunities to grow this as well?
Yes. So with the funding we received, we were able to leverage that with other funding sources. So from like the CDF5 fund, which is another funder with us, and even with some bank partners who've come along and helped us with the technical assistance component of things. And so they've been helpful with even using some of their products. And so basically we've been able to take the funding, and basically it's helped us fundraise.
Yeah.
And so we've been able to basically expand the fund, expand the dollars, provide more loans, not just do loans for construction, but also we could use loans for acquisition now. And so we actually had a business owner a daycare facility, who was looking at generational wealth. She wanted to purchase, you think of generational wealth, we think of home ownership, but she thought of it as business ownership. And so she was leasing a space, and she wanted to acquire it. And then she was like, I want this to be the launching pad because I have daughters, and I want my daughters to be able to take over the business. And I want to start another business. And so we've seen that as well, to purchase another daycare. And so we've seen that as well as being a growth opportunity for us. So not just lending in that, and those have longer terms. So we have to do a little bit more fundraising for those. But with that, we've been able to kind of diversify our products. And so, and use it in different ways.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for that. So tell me, how can folks get involved with the program? How can they apply for funding? How can they learn more?
Yeah. So we're on all social media through Bill Fund. So definitely contact us there. Our website is a great place to look as well, to find out about our products and our loan terms. But what we've done too is we really were intentional about helping businesses on the front end. Because one of the things we've seen is that, again, the financials are the biggest hurdle. And one of the things we do that's very different from other CDFIs and other financial institutions is that we do not pull credit. And so credit has been one of the major contributing factors for people not being able to access capital.
Yeah.
And so we've eliminated that through this program and our program in general. But what we've what we wanted to do there is just to basically provide opportunities and be intentional. So what we've done this past year is that we had a cohort of businesses that we've worked with. So we worked with 10 businesses in a very, very intensive way. They went through a 6-month program with us where they learned about everything about business ownership, from marketing, financials, financial literacy, project management, construction management, legal. Are you even set up correctly? How do you protect yourself in case something were to go bad? So we had some things like bought in from there. And so actually yesterday, we had the first closing from that program.
Oh, wow.
And he was so excited.
Yeah.
He inherited, several properties from family members, and he wants to, again, generational wealth.
Yeah.
He just was like elated, just so happy that, we were able to kind of walk him through. He was very nervous about kind of setting things up, getting his LLC set up correctly, getting his accounting set it up correctly. And then, he has resources now. So now he's like, one of the things he mentioned in the closing survey was, I feel supported. And so that's one of the things that we wanted. They were very helpful. And so we started that, and now we're in our second cohort we're actually having a session tomorrow. We just kicked off about 2 weeks ago, and they meet bi-weekly. And so we're going to go through that next phase and see how that works out. But from that, we've really seen impact. And so we're definitely, it's a lot of work on the front end, but I would rather you rather that we put that work in on the front end. So then my goal for any business that goes through us is that, you go through us, but then we want to give you to that traditional bank and eliminate those barriers. So when you approach that bank, you can say that I've done this with Bill Fund, and I can be successful. And so just kind of eliminating, helping them navigate that and get them to more capital that they can grow and scale their businesses.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. We appreciate you coming out and sharing about Intend.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you all for being here with us today. You can like, share, subscribe, follow us on social media at IAAQLI. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.
We hope you enjoyed today's 6 Pillars in Action podcast and learned more about how the IAAQLI funding is impacting our city. And remember, to stay up to date on what's happening with IAAQLI and the 6 Pillars in Action, subscribe to the podcast in Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Play. You can also check out the 6 Pillars in Action newsletter, blogs, and other videos on our website at iaaqli.org. Until next time, let's continue to celebrate the power of transformation. See you next time.